Borneo and is declared endangered by the IUCN Red List. It's around 15 to 17 inches in length and is mostly found in metallic shades of green and blue. Males have metallic blue-green crests and a purple-green iridescent breast with white throat. Its tail is not as long as the other species and has 22 feathers in it. Seven, crested fireback pheasants. Found rarely in the lowland forests of the peninsular Thailand, Malaysia, and Sumatra, the crested fireback pheasant is one of the most beautiful pheasant bird species. It's a medium-sized bird and is about 28 inches in length. Has dark crest, bluish-black plumage, and reddish-brown rump. Its tail feathers are black, whereas the facial skin is blue. It feeds on plants, fruits, and small animals. It was very common in Southeast Asian countries. But due to recent overhunting and destruction of the habitat, it's now been declared as near threatened. 6. Reeves pheasants. The next entry into the list is a Chinese bird known as the Reeves pheasant. They got their name due to an English naturalist, John R. Reeves. It's a sufficiently large-sized bird and is about 82 inches in length. It has a scaled golden plumage body with gray legs and white head. It has brown iris and red skin around the eye, which makes its head very beautiful. It's recognized in the Guinness Book of World Records as the bird having the longest tail in the world. They eat seeds and vegetables. They're not very social and have an aggressive behavior towards humans and other animals. 5. Silver pheasants. Endemic to the mountain forests of mainland Southeast Asia and China, the silver pheasants are one of the most beautiful pheasant species in the world and has 15 subspecies, which are distributed all over Myanmar, Cambodia, Thailand, and China. It's around 40 to 48 inches in length and has a white bare red facial skin. The males have a white patterned tail, which requires 2 years to be at its peak. It's very fun.
So Shalom. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And all the Akim out there that are pushing this truth with nothing but sincerity in the name of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai. Start off from the tribe of Judah all the way down to Issachar. So with that, as you can see, you're watching that video. There's these birds called the pheasant birds though. Throughout the video, you see there were like different colors and things of the matter. See, the Most High, is beautiful when it comes to his creatures, though. You know, look at the giraffe, though. Like, that's crazy how long its neck is, but the Most High is out there like that. You know, and as you can see, they're called specifically pheasant birds. That's a type of bird, though, but they're all speckled in different colors and things like that. And that's how Yasharallah is too, man. We don't all come brown. You know, some of us are light complected, or what you want to say. I want to say light complected and things like that. And so that's the thing about it, though. You know, and just because you look like a so-called Edomite, don't make you Edomite. And you know what I mean? Because that, you know, those birds were speckled birds, though. You know, there were different colors and things like that. So, you know, because I worked with, well, I didn't work though, but when I was doing his job though, there was this guy, his name was Christian, but he looked like this white guy. And then he straight out looked like a white guy and he sounded like one too, you know? But I was like, man, but this guy's like a little too cool, man, to be white, you know? I'm like, this guy has like a different spirit though. And then turn out the next week after that, I find out his last name was Rodriguez, I think. So I was like, oh, okay, okay. See, that makes sense and shit. So he's Ishikar though, but he just looks white. But yeah, his spirit was like got along with us other Ishikarites though, So it only makes sense though. So just because you come in different shades though doesn't mean that you're not an Israelite. So this is Jeremiah 12:9. It says, "My heritage." See, that's Yahweh's. "My heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour." You see, now I remember, what's that? Apostle Ramlam. He said that when he was going to the school, that there were certain people that they'll hate on him because he was well, I think he said that because he was like more lighter complexion though. They'll look at him differently. They'll look at him like, man, you white. In other words though. So that's what it means though, because it's the birds round about her are against her. Come ye assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour. See, and that's what they were doing to Apostle Ramlam. You know, just because he was in brown though, you know what I mean? They will hate on them. They would just look at him differently though. So let's look into that definition of speckle, right? I'm gonna look into that definition of speckle. See, it says colored, variegated, speckled. See? So variegated, it means like a different color, you know? So let's look into that definition of variegated. It means like certain different colors though. See? Made of various sorts or colors. See? Say made of various means different, right? Sorts of colors. Like you go into a store, you got the various different options to pick something though. It says made of various sorts or colors. See, different colors though. Variegated. You see, and it says that it says my heritage though. So that's the most highs though. You see what I'm saying? Just because you can't judge a person by the outside of how they look though. You know. So like I said, those beautiful birds, peasants, and they look beautiful. You know. But it's the same thing with you never know. A brother could be a brother. You know what I mean? A brother could be because we're all mixed out there though, like that. Because this is Psalms 106 and 35, but it says, "But we're mingled among the heathen." And yes, we were mingled among the heathen, and learned their works. So, but we were mingled among the heathen though. What does mingle mean? You know, you're mixed though. You're mixed within the heathen. You know, because remember how many captivities were we in though. The Assyrian, when they took us to Assyria, we mingled right there. When Jake had to leave though and went to these different European countries though, they mingled with the woman too. You see, when Jake went down to Africa though, when Jake went down to Africa, you see, a lot of them probably most likely mingled with the Hamites. But you see over there up, in Europe too though. Because you got these heathen women, they love Yasharala though. And Yasharala, we like women though too. So we're gonna mingle though, naturally though. See? But your complexion, it's like the Blake, they always come to the Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin, his father is brown, but his mother is white. And he came out more white than he came out more brown. But then he had a kid with a white woman, and his kid looks straight up white blonde. but that kid's still Israelite because through his father, you know what I mean? His father though, because his grandpa is brown. You wouldn't even believe his grandpa's brown, so-called black. You'd be like, oh shit, this is your grandpa? What the fuck? And his grandpa looks so-called black. It'll be hard to believe that, you know? It'll be real hard to believe that. So Acts 10 and 15, it says, and the voice spake unto him again the second time, what God hath cleansed, that thou shalt not call common. See, he's talking about the people, man. Just because they look certain different color doesn't mean they're not Israelites. So that's what it's talking about. When it's talking about it hath cleansed, thou shalt not call common though. Just because he looks so-called white though doesn't make him a Edomite though. And in 16 it says, this was done thrice, and the vessel was received up again into heaven. Now while Peter doubted himself what this vision which he had seen should mean, behold, men which were from Cornelius had made inquiry for Simon's house, and stood before the gate, and called and asked whether Simon, which was surnamed Peter, were lodged there. You know? So that whole this whole chapter talked about the Cornelius. Cornelius is an Israelite, or was an Israelite. You know what I mean? Because how is it that Peter had his vision and then Cornelius had his men out there already though? So it was coincidentally saying that he was Israelite though, man. You know? That's why he had the vision though. It wasn't talking specifically about food though. That's uncommon. It was dirty though. Nah, it was talking about people that look like these other nations, but just because they look like these other nations doesn't make them these other nations. They could be Israelites though. You know? That was that whole vision though. That Peter had though. You see? Because what is it is it coincidentally though that all of a sudden Cornelius, because Peter expected Cornelius, but he knew something about that, he was about to come though. So he figured though. So it was coincidentally that Cornelius, his men came though. Nah, man, it was spiritual because it was talking about Cornelius being not uncommon, a bad thing though, an unclean thing. So he had to be an Israelite though. You see what I'm saying though? So that's the thing about it, man. We never know. That's why we just judge the spirit though. We judge the spirit though, which is Romans 8 and 16. It says, the spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are children of God. Exactly though, because like I said, I was telling the story earlier about this guy that I thought he was white. He just looked white, but his spirit was abiding with us though too, So it was like, okay, this guy, you know what I'm saying? Like he gets along well. He gets along well with us though, And his spirit was witness with our spirit though. So we were, like, okay, this guy, he's an Israelite, you know what I mean? He's an Israelite though. But I still had that on mind, like, I don't know, you know what I mean? But then next week I found out his last name was Rodriguez. So I'm like, oh shit, this guy was he's an Israelite. Well, makes sense though that he was getting along with us though right there at work, because we pretty much had the same spirit though, man, you know. Because the spirit was the same with us. That's why it says the spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are children of God. Yeah, because we got along. You know what I'm saying? Joshua, we got along though. So therefore, I was like, oh, okay, this guy has to be an Israelite though, man. Because the Edomite, that's what me personally though. Like, I don't know, man. Like these Edomite women, I couldn't get along with them. Like, not say couldn't get along. I could talk to them though, but I wasn't what's it called though? Attracted to them in a matter of ways through their spirit though. You know what I mean? Like you deal with them though. But what I'm trying to get at though is like these, I couldn't picture myself settling down with the Edomite woman. That's what I'm trying to get at. I couldn't see myself settling down with the Edomite woman though, because that bond wouldn't not been there, like spiritually wise though. So there's some Edomite women that are attractive, of course, there is, but just do my thing and that's it. You know what I mean? But but I didn't really dealt with a lot of Edomite women like that either though. You know what I'm saying? Because I was someone that I had to like your spirit though, man, to be around you like that, And an Edomite woman spirit I couldn't really connect with their spirit though. You know what I'm saying though? So that's what I'm saying. Even before I came to the truth, I couldn't really picture myself being with the Edomite woman or laying down having kids with the Edomite woman though. You know what I'm saying? They were just like I would say, they were just too white. You know? To me, that was just too white. And then with the nigga woman, so I'll be like, man, she's too hood. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to categorize Issachar woman too, because Issachar woman too, their spirit is fucked up too. You know what I mean? Because don't get me wrong, there's some Jake women out there, so-called black women out there they're you know what I mean? They're with it though. You know what I mean? They're really with it though. You know? But at the same time, like I said, this is before I came into the truth. I really didn't know, but like I said though, it's like a favorite, like a flavor, ice cream flavor. You got your favorite, and you got your least favorite. You know what I mean? So with that, like I said, can't judge a book by its cover though, because let me just get this last one real quick though. First John 4, I think it's 4:1. Yeah. First John 4:1, it says, "Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out into the world." See, but that's the thing about it though. We gotta try the spirit though. You can't just assume or make an assumption saying, "Oh, this guy's an Edomite." You know. Can't just make an assumption saying, "Oh, that they're Edomite." That's why you gotta try the spirit. That's why when you're out there in camp though, you gotta, let's say a so-called Edomite walks by though and things like that. And we had this Yahweh Shai looking, the sign of Yahweh Shai, and we asked the, so-called Edomite, "Hey, what color do you believe Jesus is?" And some don't even know, man. They're just like, "Well, he's whatever color he is," or they'll be like, "Well, I see him all the time looking white." Then we'll be like, "Well, let's break down the precepts for you to understand what color his complexion was back when he was on this earth, though." So when we do tell him, and then you'll see, man, you'll see a spirit though. You'll see a spirit though when we're breaking it down and telling them that Yahweh Shai, which is real name, is a so-called Negro. And then from there, if they don't take it in, like, nah, he wasn't a Negro. So there, it's like, okay, there you go. So you don't believe, man. So we just tried your spirit though. You can't accept that Yahweh Shai is so-called Negro. Then you know what I mean? This ain't for you though. So that's how you gotta try a spirit though, like that. Literally, ask him questions, tell him that the Jesus, but his name's really Yahweh Shai, and he was a so-called Negro. And you see how do you react to that though? You know what I'm saying? Hey, someone could take it in and be like, you know what? Okay, you broke on this precepts that does being that he's so-called Negro. Okay, now it makes sense though, and you will know right there he may be an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about trying the spirit though, man. So with that, hopefully this video was edifying. Till the next one I say, hey, shalom.